Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Julio Solórzano and I would like you to join me on this video to see the process I did for painting this lovely couple. For this project I used oil paints and some reference photos they sent me. I always try to choose the best fit for a picture in a project like this. You always need a reference for your artworks. It's a must. You can't work without reference. You must have them. As you saw before, I looked for references for the background, for the sky mainly. I wanted something more natural than the original background. It's not that the original background wasn't natural, but it didn't have the colors I wanted for this specific area and this background. And believe it or not, backgrounds are important. Backgrounds are very important. They give the depth and the character of your painting. So take care of your backgrounds. I started from the background first because I wanted to save the best for the end, which are these lovely couple portraits. And because, yes, of course, portraits are my favorite topic to explore in painting. Which is your favorite topic to explore in painting? Please leave it in the comments below so we can start a chat about it, and maybe I can make some videos about your favorite topics also. Also, you can go watch the first part of this video in which I showed you how I started this commission painting in 5 easy steps. Go check it out and don't forget to like it and share it if you like the video with your friends and people who love art just like you and me. Okay, moving on. As you can see, I'm painting the clothes or the fabric. And this may be one of the hardest things to paint for most artists. But for me, I take the practical approach that I think that you should do that also. Just express how the fabric looks, how the fabric feels, and interpret that in your canvas with your painting, with your brushes. Because remember something, we as artists interpret reality. The next time you paint, try to express what you see, not paint what you're looking. You will be surprised. And wow, Florida sunsets are the best. Nature always surprises us with these colors and hues. Have you noticed that? There's no doubt that God is the greatest artist and source of inspiration. Please tell me where you live. How are your sunsets, your sunrises? I would love to know that. And also, I would like to tell you that you need to take breaks when you paint. It's necessary to give a break to your eyes, to your mind, as you can appreciate. I was sweating over there. This summer definitely caught me dehydrated. And yes, I hydrated myself. Nor brush or paint bottle died during this shooting. Don't you worry. Basically, what I'm doing now is painting the darks in his shirt first. So later I paint the midtones and slowly to the brightest brights that I see. That's like the most practical approach that I have learned to paint fabric. Even though it's always hard, but you can do it. Just be practical. Don't get to think or overthink it too much. Be practical. That will solve the most of your problems. And well, the day ended, the session ended, and I needed to go to get some food and rest. And the next day, yes, finally painting the bride's dress. The bride's dress is one of the most important aspects in this piece because I believe she is the main subject in this painting. When you are painting, you need to always know what is your main subject, which is your main subject, what is, because from then on your painting will have like a kind of character, and from then on your painting will start to express to the viewer what are you trying to express. So don't forget that main thing I'm telling you, main subject. Always you need to know which one is it. As you can see, I'm using the same strategy for her dress as I used with this shirt. Starting from darks, going to midtones, and saving the brightest bright for the final touch. Her dress was quite challenging, I must admit, because it was the main, as I told you. She's my main character in this painting, so I didn't want it to blow it up. So I was very careful in every brush stroke. I was very careful and very meditative, as we can say, in everything I did. So her dress can pop, that white dress can pop from the whole painting as the main character. And again, another shot of another amazing sunset in sunny Florida. And always, this is a pro tip I'll give you. Always take some time to back up, to see, and to touch your painting. It's important because from this step on, you can plan which road to take in your painting. And when you plan, you don't fail, my friend. And what I'm doing over there are just like the final touches in his jean, because I'm preparing for the best part to come. And finally, we have arrived to my favorite part in this video, which is painting their portraits. If you have made it this far in the video, consider to subscribe, like the video, share the video with your friends and people who love art and share the same passion as you and me. And please also let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you'd like to keep looking for content like this, or I don't know, you tell me what you would like to be looking at. So let's keep on going. And let me tell you my favorite color palette to paint portraits. My number one choice is always the Zorn palette. Why? Because it's very pragmatic. And with just a few colors, you can make it all. Remember, guys and girls, being pragmatic in life, it's a key. With a few, you make a lot. You need to consider always that when you're painting. Be pragmatic in the way you approach your next project. The Zorn palette consists of just 4 colors: white, yellow ochre, alizarin crimson, and black. That's it. You see? It's a very easy and pragmatic palette to use. I like to prepare my colors, as you can see, in ahead of painting of the portraits, because that's something I really encourage you to try. For me, it's like a map that guides you. It's like a GPS that won't let you down when you paint a portrait. And when you're planning ahead, you plan to win. I can't get over with my fascination with the sunsets. As I told you before, I even played as if the sky was my masterpiece. So lovely. I started his portrait first. Why? Well, because he has a pale skin tone. Pale skin tones are hard to get because of the lack of hue. And that's why I kinda started with his first, in order so I can know from what hue on I will start her skin tone, if you follow me. As always, I start from dark tones to light tones and I start building the portrait from the start. It's easier and it helps you keep control over your portraits. You always have to keep that control, because if not, you can even make a mess and you don't want that. While I'm painting a portrait or painting skin tones, I always wonder how beautiful it is to interpret flesh into painting, into pigment, into material. Always, you need to find what's your favorite subject, as I told you before. What's your favorite subject in painting? Mine is flesh, portraits, skin tones. It's so amazing. By this stage of the painting, it's like a war fight. I'm just fighting against dark tones, mid-tones, light tones in the guy's portrait, because that's painting, that's a portrait. It's like a fight. You put some darks, you put some lights, then you put the mid-tones, and then you start like pulling up the chords. What more, what less? That's the amazing part of a portrait. I'm also always mixing new paint with old paint in my palette. As you can see, it's always good to refresh your colors every 2 days so you can have different hues, different reds, different yellows, different browns, and you give that richness to your portraits. That's something you should try, and let me know when you try it. How was it? Now I'm painting her, as you can watch. Her, for me, was easier because, as you can appreciate, her skin tone is a little bit darker. I can say that for darker, it's more rich, it has more color, it has more reds, it has more brown, so that gives some more aesthetic and more richness in colors, in hue, and that's, at least it's easier for me to interpret it in the canvas. For her skin tones, I applied the same strategy as I told you before, from darks to light. I like when I put the light colors, how everything just pops out, how everything just shines, how the 3D look in every part of her body just starts coming up. That's the magic when you paint with such an easy color palette as the Zorn palette. There's no chance you can get lost with it. And of course, always have fun. And yeah, that was it for today. The big day, it's tomorrow. And we have arrived to the final stage of this painting, which is painting the final touches. Yes, save the best for the last. There's a pro tip I would like to give you also, that when you are going in that stage of your painting, always try to do it a different day. Why? Why a different day? Why not the same day you've been painting for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours? Well, basically because of that. You need to be fresh, you need to have your eyes wide open, you need to have your mind chill, so you can give those touches in order so the whole painting just pops up. And finally, yes, here it is, the finished masterpiece in front of your eyes itself. Yes, this is the moment that you will achieve when you finish your portrait, your painting, your whatever you're doing. Just enjoy it, expose your art, tell others about what you do. And thank you for watching this video. If you watch it until now, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and see you in the next art journey.